Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, we've found a way to make football interesting even to non-football fans.
Also, your favorite celebrity couple might be getting engaged sooner than you think. And more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I was looking for a new diet to turn to shed a few pounds in the new year. And who knew it could be so easy to eat great and lose weight and save money as well? And the answer was right in front of us the whole time. The answer was at Costco, getting the $1.50 hot dogs. I have a guy here. His name is Joey Kinsley. He's from Cleveland, oddly enough. Looks like a big Browns fan.
I know Joey.
You know Joey, huh?
Mm-hmm. I follow him on Twitter.
Did you see that he claims that he ate nothing but Costco hot dogs for a week?
He does stuff like this all the time, so I'm not surprised by this. I didn't see this one come across my timeline. He
says that he did the Costco hot dog deal, the combo meal, for an entire week, and that equated to 29 hot dogs, along with all those the fountain drinks that come along with it. And over the course of a week, he doesn't say how much weight he lost, but he does say he lost weight. He also says he only spent $43.50 on those combo meals. He claims that that's like a pretty good deal if you're mapping out your grocery expenses for a week. Does that seem, $43 for one person, that actually does seem pretty good.
$43 total for a week of food is pretty incredible.
That's pretty amazing.
If you're spending $1.50 per meal, there's almost nothing else that you can do that's going to be less than that.
And 29 divided by 7 days. So that means he ate that's like 4 hot dogs a day.
Yeah.
Which sounds like, I don't know. Is that enough to fill you up?
Costco hot dogs are pretty big though, aren't they?
They are. They might be foot long. I don't know. I don't have a Costco membership, but I love.
He's a big guy, so
I love the thinking here. I love the thinking of just only hot dogs, and you're not going to find anybody less likely to complain about that than me.
Do I think the part where he says he lost weight, now that is where I stand. I'm not agreeing with that so much.
You don't think so?
I know not so.
Well, if he's eating 4 a day, and you said he's a bigger guy, I'm looking at him. It's hard to tell.
He's like 6'3" or something.
But hot dogs actually don't have that many calories either.
These ones do.
What do you mean?
I know.
How many calories would you estimate? Because we can find this out.
I have it pulled up.
Oh, you do? How many?
Yeah.
How many?
560 per dog.
For a hot dog? And he was topping them up, too. He was putting stuff on them.
32 grams of fat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fat.
So that means if he was eating 4 a day,
2,320 calories a day.
Yeah, that's like what they
not with the drink
recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, not with drink. A lot of protein, though.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of protein in them, but not counting drink or whatever he's put on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
A little over 2K calories a day. Not bad, but the amount of fat in there, not good.
Yeah. Even if it does help you lose weight, because like four hot dogs a day, to me, if that's all you're eating, doesn't feel like a lot, even if it's a lot of calories. But nobody's going to say that's the healthiest way to live either.
No, definitely not. But if you're balling on a budget, this is not a bad idea. And if you're one of those people, some people are just skinny. Like you're just a skinny guy, no matter what you eat.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about you. I said some people.
Oh, yeah, you said you're a skinny guy.
You're a skinny guy. I'm talking to the audience. You're a skinny guy. Maybe you never putting on weight no matter what you eat. And you're trying to ball on a budget.
Yeah.
You like hot dogs? $1.50.
Yeah.
4 times a day, boom, bang, bang, $43 a week.
If you're a guy, your metabolism hasn't dropped yet. This is for you. This is how you do it. This is better than ramen.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
Welcome to Friday. We're getting closer and closer to Valentine's Day, and I have here a new dating trend that is being claimed as harmful leading up to Valentine's Day. Have you ever heard of avalanching?
I'm not familiar with avalanching.
Avalanching is a trend that's all about swiping right through one's chosen dating apps at an exponentially accelerated rate, just so that you can find somebody in time for Valentine's Day. This is being the idea is that everyone now on the dating apps supposedly is receiving an avalanche of matches and messages compared to what they would receive otherwise, and it's overwhelming to them. It's too much. And how can you find love when you have so many people in your inbox?
So many options. There's too many options.
This is what the dating experts, for example, Sylvia Linsalone, is claiming, that this is too much for people, and avalanching is actually a harmful thing, and you need to be more intentional with your dating on the dating apps. You're swiping. You need to have more. Don't throw your standards out the window because you're overwhelming people by swiping right on everybody.
Yeah, but if you're the swipe, I think it's more about the person who's being swiped.
Yeah.
Being overwhelmed than the person who's swiping.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some people, you got to swipe a lot to get a match.
Yeah.
So you can't just be giving up on just going all eggs in one basket on the first person you see on the app.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, if you're the person who is seeing a million people roll into your inbox,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna be choosy with who you're messaging. Who you're messaging back.
That is true. To me, and maybe this is just based off of my experience, but this is being seen portrayed as a negative, that maybe some choice paralysis could be involved, where you just have so many options suddenly that you're not used to in your inbox on whatever your dating app of choice is, and that's just too much to handle, and that's a negative thing. To me, I feel like unless either you're a person who already is used to that anyways, or you're somebody who if you're not used to getting a lot of attention, it'd be nice to finally feel like you had some choices, because maybe prior, and the reason you're single is because you only got a few matches on there and didn't work out, or you started messaging that weren't exactly that exciting. And so now you've got some options. And so it could be a positive. I think this isn't as bad as they make it sound, as this dating expert makes it sound. Yeah,
it's all about if you're used to getting a lot of matches and having a lot of options or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not used to it, it feels very good. It's a confidence riser.
Yeah.
Makes you feel real good on a Friday.
That's right.
Before the weekend.
And when you feel good, you look good. Look better, I think. The confidence is key, right?
It is key.
Yeah.
No, confidence is key. I agree with you. But I would say if you feel as if you have a lot of options, sometimes too many options is worse. Because then it's never ending. When do you know when to stop? When you get 30 likes in a day, you keep on thinking, you go on a date with somebody, and then you have 6 other guys lined up there, 6 other girls lined up there. And how are you really going to be all in on that one person you went on a date with? When in the back of your mind, it's always going to be, well, maybe the next person's better. Maybe the next person's better. And sometimes you just gotta kind of simmer it down a little bit. You can't have 40 guys waiting, 40 girls waiting at once. When you got all those matches in your inbox, for most people, it's probably closer to 3.
That's an excellent point. And the other thing, too, is if you are getting a massive influx, if you're getting avalanched right now with matches, these aren't going to be the highest quality matches that you might have been getting prior. You might have been getting way less matches previous, but at least there are people that were more interested. These are people that they might have been on the fence about you in the first place, and like, Valentine's Day's coming up. Let's give them a swipe. We'll see what happens. But then even quicker, that can fizzle out. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
And if you're not feeling as if you're getting avalanched, you're just a part of like the 90% of people who also aren't.
Yeah.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Now, how long, Isaiah, do you have to get off of social media for it to be considered a hiatus? How long do you have to do anything for it to be a hiatus? Or I guess stop doing something?
Well, it just depends who you are and your frequency of posting. Like for me, I have to probably be off Instagram for a full year.
A year for that to be a hiatus?
No, give me 6 months, because that's no posting on your story. That's no posting on your timeline. Versus, so for me on Instagram, it's 6 months. For me to be on a hiatus of like Facebook, my hiatus is currently going at probably 3 years.
Wow.
My hiatus on Twitter.
When does it go from a hiatus to just you quit?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Have I quit Facebook? I don't know.
It's starting to sound like it.
I might have.
And I don't blame you. I'll tell you that. So wait, is there any circumstance where less than 24 hours counts as a hiatus?
No.
Because that is how long Selena Gomez's latest social media hiatus lasted.
Well, that's no hiatus at all.
It was, according to her, if you go back to, I guess it would be Wednesday, she announced that she was going on a social media hiatus as a response to the fallout from the viral video of her and Taylor Swift interacting at the Golden Globes. She claims they weren't talking about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. I think what I heard was the rumor was that she wanted a picture with Timothée Chalamet.
Yep.
And Kylie said no. She says that's not what happened. Nevertheless, and then she was telling Taylor about it. Nevertheless, all of that hubbub led her to take a social media hiatus that she announced on Wednesday, which then came to an abrupt end yesterday afternoon when she posted to her Instagram stories.
And how many hours later was that after she announced? It's one thing to do a social media hiatus and keep that to yourself, but if you're gonna announce it, you gotta stick to that. You gotta have a little bit of mental fortitude there. How many hours did she last?
According to TMZ, about 20 hours since the break.
20 hours is how long you can last?
Not even a full day.
So you can't announce you can't make a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
You can't make a thing of it and then just not follow it at all. That's like if you made a huge announcement. We started the show today with hey, everybody, I'm starting a new diet. I'm going to the gym every day.
Yeah.
And then we circle back on Monday and you're like, diet's over, no more gym. Then that's really, Hudson, you really made a big thing of it on Friday.
Yeah.
To circle back and
It's
completely take back everything you said.
She could have easily had a hiatus, and even if it only lasted, still, I think it would have to go more than 20 hours.
Yeah.
But if she didn't announce it and then she came back, she could have said, I just took a little social media hiatus. And if people looked and it was well, she hasn't posted for 3 days, maybe.
Then that's,
But you announce it first, it doesn't really feel like you're sticking to your guns. You didn't really pull through on that one.
And then the person who broke you're Selena Gomez, the person that broke you was Gordon Ramsay. You're it's Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
I have to post this for the likes.
Does it count what if she didn't post it herself? She's got a crew of people.
Is it on her profile?
Yes.
Then, nope. You got to be, it's your own PR team. You got to be on the same page.
Her PR team should have stopped her from saying she was doing a hiatus.
Exactly. They should
if they knew they had a post scheduled for 20 hours later.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Real jazzed, real excited for the games to be taking place, but maybe you're not one of those folks that is real into football. I've still got something that can make it fun for you. I have a gal here who devised a bingo card for her husband's behavior he's a Cowboys fan, during Cowboys games. And it's hilarious. So then you make this bingo card of different stuff that your significant other probably would be doing that they're going to do during the game, and then see if you can make a bingo out of it. And you can come up with whatever prize you want.
This is epic.
It's amazing.
I saw this, and this is also a true test of their relationship because obviously she videos him doing the things. And we need to do more content like this where obviously we like to talk sports and stuff.
Yeah.
But how can you be the wife of a sports-crazed man and have fun during the game, right? And this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so she has her little bingo card of all of his. It's pretty much just his mannerisms.
Right.
Of during the game, if they score a touchdown, is he going to do some sort of jump skip thing that he always does?
Yeah.
Or if they throw an interception, what's he going to say? He has some patented phrase every time they mess up that he says every time. And so this has me thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like if you had a bingo card of things that could happen that you could do during the game, like what would be some of the things that your wife would put on there? I already know one for you that's an obvious one.
Yeah, the one that I definitely know that I do is if something goes bad and it goes real bad. But this is I wouldn't do this every game. This is extreme, but it could happen in the playoffs, and that is throw my hat.
Throw my hat. I knew throw my hat was going to be on there.
But you can't. That's not that one you can't put as the star in the middle. That's not a free square because that's not going to happen every game, especially when you got the Packers, you got Jordan Love carrying you through.
A heartbreaking loss, though. Throw my hat is a done deal.
That's a free square. That is a free square and a heartbreaking loss. I usually will do some kind of jig when a touchdown is scored.
Yes.
So Irish jig is how I would describe it. My wife knows that I will do that, and the Packers are going to score.
Yeah.
So that's a given. Some of the ones I'm trying to drift off of the ones that are on this bingo card here. The first down gesture where you like point your hand and you just extend your arm out. That might happen from time to time.
I do that every now and then.
Let's see. The knee slap. That's me for sure.
See, I don't knee slap.
I smack the knee. Like, come on. Come on is also another one. Just saying simply come on. Walking down the hall, like angrily walking down the hall.
Yep.
Head down, eyes closed. That's a good one. I can picture Nene doing that, right?
Oh, head down. Maybe hands in face. Will his hands touch his face?
Hands in the face. Yes. What else would be on yours?
I know for a fact that, especially during the playoff time, like as a Browns fan, I've only got to experience the playoff once. But during that Steelers game that we won, I have a various of many things that I did. One of them would be high stepping after a touchdown.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, if it's the playoffs, if we score a touchdown, I'm high stepping. One of the phrases, as we know I say on the show, will he say hot dogging during the game? Will hot dogging come out? And let me tell you, if we're winning, hot dogging's going to come out. As well as if we're losing, hands to the face is an automatic one.
Yeah.
Or like a what are we doing?
Yep.
What are we doing? Many a times as well.
One other one I know for me too, and this is probably it's specific, but it's specific to me, but it's also everybody does this, and that is like a big really overdone clap. Like just really exaggerated clap, but like that's probably the thing I do more than anything. And it probably drives everyone around me crazy. But yeah, the dramatic clap is me for sure.
And then my final one, if things are going astray, and this I think I've done in almost every single playoff big game lost, will I rest my head on someone in some certain way? Whenever, it's always like the lost hope. Like when Ohio State threw the pick against Michigan, when Ohio State missed the field goal last year against Georgia, when Kansas City took down the Browns years ago, will I rest my head on someone's chest, on a shoulder? Where will my head be resting if we lose?
That's an amazing gesture. I'm just like picturing that. And so I think this gal and now us, by relaying it to you, even if you're not a football fan, if you know someone who is, this can make it entertaining for you this weekend.
If your husband or your wife is a huge sports fan, this weekend, if you have something that you know will be on their bingo card, please text it in 8772 RadioU.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
eBay is being fined $3 million, which is a lot to be fined, even for eBay. That's pretty significant. The reason they're being fined, the company is being fined, is because some of eBay's employees allegedly still harassed a couple in Massachusetts by sending them live spiders, cockroaches, and other disturbing items. It's sent to these folks in the mail. And so eBay is now being fined $3 million because of the employees' behavior. The reason, to go back to give a little backstory, the reason that these employees were sending these disturbing items, this Massachusetts couple, is apparently this couple ran like an online blog that was critical of eBay. And so the employees were upset.
The employees were that upset?
That's the boiled down version of it, yes.
No chance.
They were so upset by the critiques that this couple was making, that an online newsletter they were running, that was that upset the eBay executives with its coverage. That some of the employees at eBay decided to get back at these folks.
I get that this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand that, but at the same time,
hold on. Which part? The negative newsletter?
No.
The live spiders and cockroaches.
Spiders and cockroaches. I understand that is wrong, but hear me out here. If you have employees that care this much about your rep, that's not so bad. Like, you think about a blog being written about McDonald's, a blog being written about Burger King, a blog being written about Amazon.
And think about even us. We're not even a blog, but we could be critical about something.
Yeah, but when you think about those companies, there's no way that a single fry cook at McDonald's would be like, did you hear about the blog they wrote about us? Wait till I get to meet those guys. I'm for sure making their burger crappy. Like, they wouldn't care. Like, I can't believe that this eBay worker cared so much about his job at eBay that he was like, you know what? This person who wrote a bad review about us, I'm giving them cockroaches and spiders.
Not only cockroaches and spiders, I was reading on a bit about some of the other stuff they sent. A funeral wreath. That's pretty ominous. That feels threatening. You better zip it with the eBay criticism or you're done for. They also sent a bloody pig mask.
What?
A bloody pig, like, Halloween. Like,
oh, yeah, I know.
It wasn't real, but still disturbing to get that in the mail, unsolicited. Sends a message.
Like, those people that wrote that bad review or the blog post, they never thought in a million years that eBay would ever actually send this stuff to them because of an employee that was so upset about the blog. Not even the owner, not the CEO, just a regular everyday employee that's just packing bags. Was so upset. Like, I understand, like, in my mind, I thought that maybe the reason was maybe like they sent something back and this employee had to like do a bunch of extra work. Like, I get worried about that at McDonald's, like when they hand me my bag and they mess up the order. And I'm like, this was actually supposed to be plain. I'm like, they're gonna spit my food. Like, I'm giving them extra work.
Right.
This guy isn't even getting extra work, whoever did this. It's just that they wrote a bad review.
These employees are so invested in eBay, man. They you come for eBay, you come at one of us, you come at all of us.
Apparently
at
so.
eBay.
Apparently so.
There's never been a can of worms they didn't open. The Riot, Radio U.
I have a woman here who claims she was disinvited from her friend's wedding because she broke one of these unwritten rules leading up to the wedding. This gal was invited to the bachelorette party, attended the bachelorette party, had a great time, took some photos, posted the photos of the bachelorette party on social media without and before getting permission from the bride herself, and thus was disinvited entirely from attending the wedding.
Seems like a lot.
Seems like so. This isn't a rule. Like, you haven't heard this either. That this is just something you don't do.
Posting pictures of the bachelorette party?
Yeah.
Not that I've heard of.
I mean, once you actually think about it, though, I guess it makes sense. The idea that, when it comes to weddings and so many things revolving around weddings, it's all about attention for the couple, particularly for the bride. And so part of that attention, part of the way you can garner likes on social media and get some attention is by being the one to post the fun bachelorette party that we had and the place we went and the gifts that I got and the whatever we did and the things we and this woman undercut the bride by posting on it, by being the first to post on Instagram without permission. So I guess it makes sense.
And it's not as if she like posted something that happened at the bachelorette party that was like inappropriate for the bride to be doing. She wasn't even in the photo.
It wasn't secrets that were...
No, it wasn't anything like bad. It was just the girl posted a scenic photograph of the trip. And so the mother of the bride also extremely upset with her. She said, "How dare you upload a photo before my daughter at her bachelorette party?" And it wasn't so much about her like unveiling something that wasn't supposed to be said or done at the party. It was just the fact that her daughter hadn't posted a picture of the party yet. And so her photo was the first one to go up.
This feels real borderline. If you told me that this gal did a photo dump and was the first one to do a photo dump after the bachelorette party and she beat the bride to it, that I could see. But this sounds more spontaneous, and it sounds like the bride wasn't even in the picture. It was a scenic photo of where they went. I feel like that's a gray area, if not siding on the side of the non-bride in this situation.
In my mind, it's just no big deal. Like, I think that if you want to be upset about it, like, I understand if you want to be upset about it because you want to be the first one to post whatever, but uninviting her to the wedding when she was at your bachelorette party, that seems egregious. Like, she's clearly one of your closest friends.
Especially given these specific circumstances, that feels way too much.
Way over the top. If you wanted to say, like, seriously, Jennifer, you didn't let me post first, whatever, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But completely uninviting her to the wedding, and they have not been friends since. This happened multiple years ago. That's uncool.
Yeah, that's no good. And you think about it, too. Even now, I'm thinking back. I said that, if you post the pictures first before the bride, that could undercut some of the attention. It's not like people aren't going to like and comment on her picture if the picture she posts later on, even if you beat her to it. So, although still uncouth, I would say, to post before the bride bachelorette party pics. Come on. This is an overreaction, I think we can say.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
It's a big time right now for Plain Doors, apparently, in the news, that it's not inspiring a lot of confidence in Plain Doors. Now I have somebody here on an Air Canada flight that was leaving out of Toronto. A person hopped on the plane after boarding the aircraft. Normally was supposed to go to their seat, but instead opened one of the cabin doors of the plane and fell right out onto the tarmac. Now, before you freak out in any way, the plane hadn't taken off yet, so it's just sitting there on the by the gate. And so this person did fall, though. That's from a certain height onto
20 feet
pavement. And so they sustained injuries. Emergency services were called, but the person, it wasn't like they jumped out of a flying plane. It's just they fell out of the door onto the runway pretty much.
And, like, have you ever gotten on a plane and been like, you know what, I'm going to try to open the door?
Yeah, second thoughts. I've second thoughts about this.
Because it feels as if the door should be locked right when you get in anyway.
I thought there was only... Is there more than one way out of a plane?
You can get out the back.
There's a back door.
There's a back door, yeah.
Is that where this person went?
It must have been.
It has to, yeah, because there's the front. The first door has got the big tube attached to it, the big tunnel that you walk down.
Yes.
So you couldn't fall out of that.
There's also the back door.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the emergency exit route.
Yeah, but he didn't go out the emergency exit.
So it must be the back door.
The back door, he ran all the way to the back of the plane, probably where nobody was paying attention.
You think
so
he
it
was
makes
snickering
sense.
as he went to open it? Like, you think he was like a practical joke with his buddies?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was.
Oh, I'm gonna open the door.
Was it a dare? Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
I'm gonna pull the handle.
And he probably assumed that it wouldn't open, that he wouldn't be able to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then he did. And
it's because there's no way you accidentally open the door.
Yeah, a plane door, definitely not accidentally, because they've got to have more apparatus to lock them and stuff.
But you got to think, though, unless it's like one of those minivan doors where you just pull the handle and it automatically opens,
Yeah.
Unless they're like that where they just fly open and that's how he fell out.
Or unless it's like the Alaska Airlines door where it just kind of pops off.
There it goes.
At will, yeah, spontaneously.
Out of there.
But, just at the slightest resistance. But nevertheless, just another situation where this guy, you have to wonder about his motivation. You do have to wonder, did somebody put him up to it? Or did he just think he thought he was going to be real funny? I don't know. I don't know why he would do this.
He had to be with somebody that he was trying to be funny. Why else would you try to open the door? You were trying to pull a prank, be like, oh, I'm opening the door. There's no way it was anything else.
I'm trying to read on to see, like, did they interview this guy or something? But apparently not.
Maybe we need to call him.
They do say that it delayed the flight For 6 hours.
No.
Why would that delay it for 6 hours?
Get this idiot out of here. If I'm on that flight, I'm upset. 6 hours.
Uh-huh.
Because he opened the door and fell?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, brother. You're not going to Dubai.
Yeah, did he
I don't
still
know what
get
to tell you.
Still get to go?
No, he didn't get to go.
I don't think he's allowed to fly ever again.
I think everybody on the plane hated him. There's no way that he got on the plane after delaying it for 6 hours because he decided to open up the door. If I was on the plane, I would have booed him the whole ride.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Supposedly, this is considered a new trend going around among younger folks, and that is nose. They call it nose cover. It's where if you're taking a family photo, you cover your face so that so that you can't necessarily be seen in the photos when they get posted online. This is being treated as it's a new thing. Does that sound new to you?
I don't even understand what the heck this is.
Well, the reasoning behind it is that if the family photo, like maybe the family having a photo with your whole family could be considered embarrassing. And so you cover your face so that it's like you don't really want to be there. People can't make fun of you.
Because you're too cool for the family photo.
Exactly.
Got
Yep.
it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So this is like, I mean, the examples here are all like, it's a family, multiple children, and then it's like the teenager or the couple teenagers are like covering their noses because they don't want to be involved.
I don't ever understand. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, this is new.
But what is the deal with that? I don't understand what the whole, what that age group, why don't they want to be in photos? It makes no sense to me.
I mean, I get the
idea. If I tried to do this, my mom would have slapped me.
Yeah.
For covering my face for family photos. Are you insane? She would have been upset. It just wouldn't have been allowed. There's no chance it would have been allowed.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's kind of ruining it. What if somebody wants to send out? What if somebody wants to send out? Yeah, I mean, maybe you don't want your friends to see your picture with all of your family on Facebook or Instagram, but, because that's where your mom's going to post it's Facebook. But what if it's for like a Christmas card or whatever, and it's getting sent to your aunt? Don't you want to, is that embarrassing? Come on.
If I would have covered my face for a family photo, and then they all got developed and came back, and my mom saw that my face was covered, I would have been grounded. It would have been game over.
Yeah. Well,
the end of the line.
That's the difference between you and I. My mom asked me to cover my face.
Oh, well,
she says no one wants to see that.
You were that child.
Please, you're ruining the pictures.
Put that in the back, please.
Yeah. Behind the taller people. Well, it is. I just don't know. I mean, I just don't know why it's being treated like, oh, this is some new thing. Since pictures have been taken, there's been people in pictures that put their hand in front. You used to be, though, I think you would like put your hand up to the camera a little more obviously. And now it's like, well, I can't get out of the picture completely, but if I just cover my nose, cover the majority of my face, I can still kind of get away with it.
Well, if anybody has a child who's doing this, how do you react to that? If anybody is a child who's doing this, why the heck are you covering your face for photos? Just take yourself out of the photo.
Yeah. Take it from Isaiah.
It looks. It would look better if you just weren't in it than if you were in it covering your face.
You don't always have to agree with Isaiah to always disagree with Hudson. The Riot. Radio U.
Let us know something that you just can't bring yourself to buy anymore just because the price has gone up enough. It's just not worth it. I'll tell you the first thing that came to mind for me, deodorant.
Deodorant is expensive.
It's too expensive.
So you're not buying it anymore?
No, I still buy it.
Yeah, stop being a fraud.
It's not an actual accurate answer because I haven't stopped buying it, but that's the first thing that leaped to mind when I thought of this is because deodorant has gone from, I feel like, I guess I don't even remember how much deodorant is. It feels like I have to spend like $6 to get one thing of it. Previously, you go back in time, I feel like I could do it for like $2.50 or $3. I don't even know. I don't know if that's accurate. It feels accurate, though.
How about chips?
Like potato chips?
Chips are crazy.
They have gone up a lot.
They're like $5 a bag.
Yeah, to get name brand chips.
I could get a whole meal at McDonald's for a bag of Doritos. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're right. But this is a wrong time to say that because, football playoffs and stuff, who's not going to be buying? And you know what? Now that you got me on this, there's a weird deal. A weird deal I saw at Kroger. I don't know if you saw this. All the chips, you have to buy, they're buy 2, get 3 free. I've never seen that on a deal for anything in my life. You buy 2 bags of Doritos, you get 3 bags free.
You get 3 bags for free?
Is that a good deal?
That's a fantastic deal. You get 5 bags of Dorito for the price of 2.
Yeah, but even if they're like $5
$5
a
a
bag,
piece, that's $10
for 5
bags. That's
Actually,
$2
that's an
a piece.
amazing deal.
Where did you see that? I didn't see that anywhere.
It's at the Kroger. There's a big.
Are you sure it wasn't buy 2 get the 3rd free?
It said buy 2 get 3 free.
That means get the 3rd free. There's no way you get 3 free bags.
No, I don't think so. That would
but
be.
You should have capitalized there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even get them. What's crazy? Let's see if more people text in. The question is, what is something that you've stopped buying because you just can't bring yourself to afford it anymore because the price has gone up? 8772 RadioU. We'll check in with what people are saying next.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Some good responses coming in. Laura says, ice cream. Isaiah, you're a type of guy who loves a good ice cream. Have you stopped buying it because it's gotten too out of hand?
I definitely don't go to the ice cream shops as much as I once did.
At the grocery store too. It's gotten a little pricey, and ice cream already not a necessity. And I'm less of a sweets guy than a savory guy. So I'm with you, Laura. The ice cream it's had to go. We also had Pam who said that chocolate is getting out of hand, and she texted in some brands that where showing the price has doubled in recent years. So chocolate is one that's getting to be too much as well. By the way, confirmation from Susanna on the chip deal at Kroger. Buy 2 bags, get 3 free. So now you know where to plan. You're planning a party, you go to Kroger. They got all the chips for you if that's gotten out of hand. Good text here from Ned who says, "Oh, this is so true. Concert tickets. Have you noticed this?
That's more expensive?
That they've gotten wildly out of hand.
For Taylor Swift?
Yeah. No, for everything, because it's not, here's the thing. It's not just the tickets themselves, it's the fees that just keep, it feels like.
That's what you get for buying off Ticketmaster.
It feels like every time you buy a set of tickets, there's a new fee tacked on. It's ridiculous.
And that's because you aren't listening to me. I've told you time and time again, TickPick, there's no fees. How many times did I tell you? TickPick. Stop going to Ticketmaster. Stop going to SeatGeek. The price they show on it, it sounds like it's an ad. The price they show on it's the real one. It's where I buy all my tickets.
There you go. And Isaiah does buy more tickets than I do because he's got the hookup. It's on TickPick. What else comes to mind for you?
There's many things at the grocery store that I have just completely excluded from my life because of the fact that it's so darn expensive.
Okay.
And so I don't even need to go into all the foods. If you go to fruit isn't even worth it nowadays. It's just not worth it to even buy. I'm going to buy apples for $7 a bag? Why? The nutritional value isn't even there. There's no nutritional value in half of the stuff that we buy. Why am I buying it? Any kind of treat, sweet treat, whether it's Rice Krispie treats to Ho-Hos, whatever it is, it's too expensive for the little gain that you're getting.
That's good right there. I'm also seeing here several people have texted in various streaming services, which is true because that's another one. It's one thing too when you go to the grocery store and you buy something like once a week and the price goes up like 10 cents and it's 10 cents a day, you don't really notice. But when the streaming services up your prices, it's so obvious. It feels so insulting that they're just like, hey, we're just going to start charging you $3 more a month now.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
The streaming service is doing that. TJ, this is a great one. Pistachios, unshelled. Bang, boom, bing. Nuts are insane. You want to get deluxe nuts?
Yeah, no, you're right.
$7 for what?
I guess I just feel like most nuts have always felt expensive to me, even though I do like a lot of them. What about Derek who said Airbnb? It used to be a deal. It used to be a discount versus hotels.
More.
Not anymore. Yeah, especially, again, another one where it might seem like a deal at first, and then you see the fees, the cleaning fees and stuff like that. It gets out of hand. And, this one, a strange one from Carl, bowling. I don't think I go bowling enough to know.
I haven't been in a while, but
yeah, it's been a while. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, this is, why do we do this? This is just sad.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Some rumors are swirling. Tell me if this is too soon, Isaiah, about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce possibly getting engaged.
That's pretty intense.
It's pretty, it might seem pretty fast. If you recall, if you aren't fully up to date, they started going out supposedly back in July is when the relationship blossomed. And
it's been 6 months. It's been a full 6 months.
6 whole months. And so rumors are swirling that there's already a date in mind for when they will get engaged, for when Travis will officially pop the question to Taylor Swift. And see, it's already been discussed, but they don't want to do it now. They didn't want to do it over the winter holidays. Valentine's Day is out because, this is a quote, they don't want it to seem like it's rushed insanity. And so instead, the thought is that Taylor and Travis will get engaged on their 1-year anniversary this July.
Well, that doesn't feel like rushed insanity.
That's 1 year. That's enough for most people. Do you think?
1 year.
They're not young, but I mean, what are they? They're around their 30s, like early 30s. So that's not too, when you know. 1 year. That's not. I say, why wait? When you know, you know. You know.
They're just like they don't even live in the same city.
They don't have to
know they're going to get engaged.
They, think about this. They both are so busy anyways that they don't need to live in the same city. They're going to spend the next several years of their lives going all over the place. They're not going to have a lot of time to just settle down anyways. So I don't think that matters too much.
So then you wonder, should they get engaged at all if they're not going to be hanging out that much?
Well, yeah, because you gotta lock each other down, make it official.
That just seems hasty.
I'm for it. I love. And so if Taylor and Travis, if this is going to make them happy, I say again, why wait? Why do they care? What do they care what everybody else thinks? Taylor Swift she's queen of the world right now.
Some other ones that did it in less than a year.
Yeah.
There's 3 other instances
Does it
where
only happen 3 times?
Celebrities have done this, so what you're rooting for is pretty crazy.
Uh-huh.
Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries. How did that end up? Well, let's do another one. Let's do another.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, Kevin Federline. How'd that end up?
These are volatile personalities you're talking about. Britney Spears, Kim Kardashian.
The final one, and the only success story, Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin.
There you go. You've got a 1 in 3 chance already, and once Taylor and Travis do it and just get it over with, it'll be a 50-50 shot after that.
It seems so quick. Seems a little bit too quick.
I don't want to judge it. I don't want to rush him myself.
They haven't even been in an off season. Like he's been in the middle of his football season the entire time they've been together.
They got together in July.
Yeah, is July not football season? Like he's already at training camp, fully in football mode. They haven't even experienced an off season together yet, where they're actually going to be hanging out consistently. Which that's when you really figure out if you like somebody, when you hang out with them all the time.
When I hear you talking this way, you can find a million reasons to never settle down, but all you need is the one reason to say yes. That's love.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.